The era of fundamentals is here.
Yes, yes, yes!
Gala is up over 30%, and the Roy boys are on a war path right now. We're going to be breaking down why this has happened, what is happening within Gala, and more in this video. If you enjoy this kind of content, as always, like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. The Gala chart looks a lot different, just a lot different right now. And I also want you to look at different things because Gala, it's doing amazing. It's at a $1.7 billion market cap. There is no denying it's one of the top gainers in the top 100 cryptos right now. But check this chart out and check some of these other ones. Here is YGG's chart. Okay, we just looked at it. Here's GMT's chart. Here is Axie Infinity's chart. Here's a sandbox. Have you had enough of a look? Well, if you didn't, I'm going to be breaking down what you just saw. So if you look at the Gala chart and you look at the timing of when this pump occurred, it started somewhere around, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. And then if we look at the YGG chart, 4 o'clock in the morning pump. This one over here, 4 o'clock in the morning. All of them have the same thing happening. Gala Games ended up pumping this huge, massive run up at exactly the same time as every other cryptocurrency in gaming that was old. Breaking down the Bitcoin chart. Just look at the Bitcoin chart right now. Great. Simple as that. Isn't that fascinating? Bitcoin did nothing. Gala pumps at 4 in the morning, just like the other cryptos. Well, that's exactly the story here. And what I think is happening, at least, is either there are a bunch of insiders that are pumping old crypto gaming coins at exactly 4 in the morning, and that's why we're seeing these pumps, or what we're seeing is some form of indicator caused all these gaming coins to end up pumping like crazy. And we're running into a brand new meta that is focused on some of these older gaming coins that have stood the test of time. In my opinion, I think that's exactly what has happened with Gala. And that's why we're seeing this huge run up within Gala. It's just not had that run up for a very long time. In the past month, it's up 137%. You look at its performance over the past year, not that impressive in comparison to the rest of the crypto markets. So it looks like Gala is playing a bit of catch up here. That's why it's outperforming markets right now. We do actually have some news here to talk about, but before I get into it, I want to touch base a little bit more on narratives because it's clear we have this narrative going on. Why is this narrative happening right now? Well, if you didn't know, the Bitcoin halving, it's happening pretty soon. And when we get, these drastic changes in the tokenomics for what is the top cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it usually is really good for altcoins like Gala. Right before we have an altcoin season, right after we have a mind-shattering altcoin season. Crypto gaming has shown itself to be a top niche in the industry. When we see brand new retail traders end up coming into crypto, we see a lot of them come back to some of these cryptos that, well, let's be honest, didn't do that well at the time, but they're pumping now. So they look into things like Gala to go ahead and buy in. We're seeing some of that retail pressure here, some of the institutional pressure begin to get Gala up there, and that's likely what's going to drive price action for cryptocurrencies like Gala for the foreseeable future. It's not the fact that they're actually doing things, it's just the fact that they're called Gala. They've been around since 2021 and they pump to the 5 billion plus market cap ranges, so people are looking at them once again. It doesn't make sense, but also look at meme coins. Meme coins don't make sense. Maybe the sense is just people buy them and it goes burr. That's just simple as that. So I want to go ahead and pinpoint some news for Gala. Maybe we can get some correlation here. They announced the Poker Go Play light paper back in March 5th. Something interesting I saw about this was the fact that it seems like Gala is making a casino. It's called Gala Casino, which I always found strange because Gala is supposed to be one of the most regulated cryptos that aren't really into the whole taking risks with the SEC. But when we see things like this, it's totally backward because when you have a casino, everybody knows that tokens like Rollbit are having huge issues getting into centralized exchanges because of regulation. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here with Poker Go Play. They do have the partnership though, and something called Gala Chips is going to be coming out. So I figured you should know that. Another thing that is happening is Fuzzle Reborn that is building on GalaChain. This was a project that was initially created for Gala and then it just died. Fuzzles got taken over by the community. Now they have Fuzzle Prime. It's just that, right? They got the IP, the community, and now they're invading GalaChain. Typically speaking, I would say that all of these projects that are building on GalaChain, if they're third-party games, will likely not survive. But when it comes to something community-driven, I do wish them the best. I don't think they have any crazy contracts with Gala, so I'm sure this is only going to benefit them, as the community for Gala is extremely strong. You can see it from this video alone. I'm sure it's going to do pretty well because the Gala community, we're very loyal, we're very strong, we've got the whales, and we're ready to just kill up the cycle. Something else you should also know is a $1 million prize pool for a GalaChain Hackathon is going to be happening during GDC. That's the Game Developers Conference happening March 18th to the 22nd. I'm also going to be there in person. If anybody or founders are going to be going there as well, I would love to connect. But they've partnered with AWS as well as Alienware for this hackathon. Bitbender actually saw AWS and their hackathon last year, figured that they've been building in stealth for a long time with GalaChain. Let's go ahead and make this live. Let people go ahead and test this and try to break it, and we'll see if security goes ahead and it can survive. Because I think hackers are one of the most important things for these chains, and it's good to have this. I don't see this though being the thing that pumps Gala. Like, let's be honest, it's not going to pump Gala, but it is nice to see infrastructure wise. Something else you should also know that we found from a post back in March 8th was Forged in Crypto talking about some of the discrepancies of the upcoming halving in regards to Gala. Because if you didn't know, Gala founders nodes do have halving cycles where the amount that they're making goes in half, which is not a good thing. Forged in Crypto actually seeing, as well as some Gala community members seeing, that there was somewhere around a 7 to 14 day timeline for a halving on GalaChain, which is like really scary if you did not know this. But Bitbender going out here and saying thanks for flagging that. They had some engineers dig into it. Apparently the API isn't accurately tracking burns from bridges and deducting them the way it should. It should be fixed next week. And so I am assuming that the halving for Gala is going to be happening July, as they have initially put it out there. But I do think it's important to educate you that this is something that is happening, and you should know about it. So the halving is probably going to happen sometime in July. That is something you should know. The last thing that you should know about is in regards to Gala Games. Legends Reborn is going to be launching in 2 days. Here's the problem that I have with this. I don't think anybody knows about this. Tell me in the comment section below, did you know that Legends Reborn was going to be launching in 2 days? If not, I think it does raise a red flag in regards to why do you not know about this? Everybody should know about all of the emerging games on Gala, especially one that is going to be coming out in a very short time frame. It's important to understand that marketing is something that takes a long time. Web3 is the focus audience. The Roy boys are the ones that make these ecosystems live. There's good reason that I am not personally participating in a lot of the third-party games being built on Gala, because unfortunately it seems like there's not too much focus on marketing enough to the point where people know about it. So I kind of just take a sideline here, and I'm more of the mindset of Gala will do what it wants to do. Having that moon bag on Gala is crucial. I've already moon bagged my position on Gala. If you did not know, we got in at the 1.5 cent mark. Right now we're at 5.7 cents. So we've done well for ourselves. You've had plenty of opportunities there. I don't know, like the $1 Gala narrative, it's going to be hard to do. We talked about it last video. It is possible, right? If we get that peak bull run madness, but somewhere around that 20 cent range, I'm likely going to be taking vast majority of my position for Gala out there. The price to market cap ratio is just so different these days that going out there and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to take profit on this old all-time high here at 70 cents. It's just not how it works. The market cap is way different. To get to the same market cap that we had on our old all-time high, you don't even need to go that far. It'd be somewhere around that 20 cent range to get back to where it was back when it was at 70 cents. Do your own research about fully diluted values and all these burns happening in Gala, but you should know that somewhere around that range is like where I'm personally looking. That $1 is that full moon bag mode. And right now, personally, I'm also in the mindset of like, we've got the moon bag already. Gala does what it does. It'll be fun. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Until the next time, stay classy. And that's all.